Welcome to the wonderful world of wine, exploring all things wine with you. We are your hosts, Kim Simone and Mark Lenzi, and you can find us on social media at The Wonderful World of Wine. Hello, everyone, and happy Thanksgiving, and welcome to our annual Thanksgiving show here on the wonderful world of wine. Mark and I always like to bring a little something different to the Thanksgiving show. You know, we often talk about wines and recommendations and pairings, but this year, Mark had the idea to celebrate something that has been 75 years of Americana. And Mark, why don't you tell our listeners what that is this year?
Yeah. First, Kim, happy Thanksgiving to our listeners. Happy Thanksgiving. I can't believe how fast the year has flown by, but this is a great time of year for family and wine and food. And that's what we do, Kim, right? It's all about the wine.
Absolutely.
And like Kim said, one of the traditions in my home for years has been to watch Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. Kim, on Thanksgiving, do you do that at your home?
We always did the Halloween one and the Christmas one.
See, you're a big Charlie Brown fan too. So, of course, we have
Every
to
year when I
incorporate-
was little, we would watch them all.
we have to bring wine into it for the listeners. So we're going to do a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving show. And we thought we would start out by first pairing the characters in Charlie Brown. What wines would they go with? Like what character goes with what wine? And then we're going to talk about the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving foods and pair those with wine, Kim. And I'm sure we'll give our little tidbits here and there of wine suggestions for the holiday. We've done that for the past few years. I think last year we did beer and Thanksgiving, correct? Was our
And
first
one year
beer
we
show?
did leftovers.
Leftovers.
How to pair
so
your leftovers. I liked that one.
This is like our fourth annual Thanksgiving show. So yeah, Charlie Brown.
All right,
It's
so
just
Charlie
a
Brown
staple, and
Thanksgiving.
it's hot. Everything out there is Charlie Brown memorabilia now. So why not with wine? So I'll let you pick the first character, Kim. And I figured, I have some reds and white for each character, I thought, and why. So see how you approached it.
Well, I feel like we need to start with the man himself, Charlie Brown, right?
Yeah.
So Charlie Brown, our main character for the Peanuts cartoon kids, sort of like to describe him as kind of a lovable loser. You know, he's kind of always being tricked or fooled or being yelled at by his little sister, Sally. But he has a big heart and he's always concerned about doing the right thing and wanting, maybe being a little bit of a perfectionist and not always getting it right, but trying really hard. So that was what the personality was that I based my pairing off of for Charlie Brown.
So what did you suggest for wines for Charlie Brown?
So for Charlie Brown, I said he's the Pinot Noir of characters because
Wow.
it's hard to get Pinot Noir right sometimes. They need the right situation in order to flourish. And I feel like it's the same way for Charlie Brown. He needs somebody to, be there and give him a hug or his security blanket or, a pat on the shoulder or some kind words. So I feel like that is what at least some of Charlie Brown's friends do for him. So I would say he is my Pinot Noir.
The delicate grape. That suits him, right? The delicate
so.
grape.
Yeah.
I was thinking,
for
like you, I mean, for me, he seems sad at times, but just not respected, maybe. He's always, no Valentine goes his way. And they didn't like his Thanksgiving food. So in the wine world, it reminds me of Merlot. No one likes
okay.
Merlot. It's not respected. And it's a great grape. It's got good structure. He's a good guy, but that's why I think Merlot. And for a white, I was thinking Riesling because it's another grape that just nobody really respects it and looks at it the way they should. That's kind of how I was thinking of Charlie Brown.
All right.
Similar kind of
I like
approach.
your Merlot approach. He's not necessarily respected all the time, but he's still sort of a leader, and you really need him to be part of the blend.
Good point. Yeah.
All right, who's your second character?
Well, you mentioned the sister, Sally Brown. Quiet, always kind of talking about money. I think that's one of the best lines in one of the holiday episodes. Just
Yeah, I think that was
send
the
me
Christmas
tens
one.
and 20s, right? So
That's her letters to Santa.
yeah. So to me, that was my Pinot Noir because it's always about money. And I was thinking more like Burgundy. She's the French Pinot Noir. She's the French Chardonnay of wine. How about you?
Interesting. I went to the exact same part of the world and the same grapes, but a different region. She's my champagne.
Wow.
Yes, because
That's big for you, being the
she's a
bubbly
free
queen.
spirit, and I feel like if it's got bubbles to it, it's a bit of a free spirit. She's a little sentimental every once in a while, but she can also be a little bit sharp, especially with her brother. So I thought that she would be our champagne.
That's an interesting one for you. The champagne is like very special to you, so it's
It is
almost
very
like
special.
Sally is your special character.
I kind of like Sally.
Interesting. So what next? Who next?
I want to do Linus next.
Okay.
So Linus,
Linus Van Pelt.
he is the staunch little best friend, and he's always got his security blanket. He's thoughtful, he cares about other people, and always wanting that warm security blanket with him. So I went with a tawny port for Linus because
Oh,
it's something that can warm you up and it just feels like a nice big hug. So that's my Linus.
makes total sense. I went the same route. He's always holding the blanket. Like he needs comfort. He needs cozy. And for me in the wine world, that's Chardonnay. That's kind of everybody's cozy wine, right? When they don't know what they want, they don't know what to serve. Let's get a Chardonnay, right? So that's kind of how I was thinking of Linus. But we're
Yeah,
on the
I
same
like that
page.
interpretation. That's good.
Comfy, cozy type of
Comfy.
guy.
Yep.
I like that. And you mentioned you're bubbly, and I wanted to say bubbly with Snoopy. And when I think Snoopy, because he's always that bubbly personality, right? He's on his toes. He's always dancing around. Like he's got that effervescence to him, Kim. He's like the bubbly character. So I was saying he's the one for me that has fizz to him. And I was going more champagne sparkling, but like a fizzante type of Italian Lambrusco. He's got that bubbliness to him.
Well, we were totally on the same page for Snoopy. Bubbly, happy, imaginative, the whole thing with the Red Baron and the airplane, and he's got this imagination. So I also went with sparkling wine, but I went with Pet Nat because it's creative and it's a
Oh,
little unusual and it's fun. It doesn't always do the things you want it to do, which Snoopy is one of those characters.
yeah. And
So
Snoopy is
yeah,
creative. That's for
he
sure.
certainly is. Yep. So Pet Nat for
Yeah,
Snoopy for me.
he is creative. That's an interesting choice. Who's next? You pick.
Let's do. Actually, I want to do Marcy next. She's the little one with the straight
Oh,
haircut and the glasses.
yeah,
She's our
yeah, yeah.
cerebral friend. You know, she's very serious. She's the thinker of the group. So I went with a dry Riesling for Marcy, which is sort of the cerebral, thoughtful wine. You kind of have to put some thought into it when you're tasting it, or otherwise you kind of miss its nuances.
Yeah, I was going the same route. To me, she's the serious one. She seems like she's smart. Like, and what's like a serious wine to me? It's not like any particular wine. I'm thinking like a cult wine or investment wine, something that's high
Oh,
priced, sophistication, those ones that we only sample. We don't buy them, Kim, right? We taste them at tastings, those type of things, like the Screaming Eagles or things like that. I think,
oh,
she's a very serious person. It needs a serious wine. And she was
very
one of the
cool.
last characters I could remember of the
Oh,
group. I didn't think she was one of the top. I don't know. She's the main character, but I didn't really have her on the top of my list either. So
how many characters did you have written down? I
I
wonder if you got
had
some that I don't have.
11.
Oh my goodness, I didn't do that many.
Really? Well, then
I think
we'll
I
have
only
to
did
see.
8. You'll have to
Okay.
finish up the ones that I don't have.
Well, you picked you tell me all the ones you picked. Tell me
Okay.
your next one.
So my next one is Lucy. Lucy's very important. Linus's sister. She's the bossy, opinionated one who always pulls the football out from underneath poor Charlie Brown when, he's trying to kick the football. And she's also the one with the doctor is in session pretending to be a psychiatrist. So I thought she is the bossy and opinionated wine of the wine world. And that would be California Chardonnay for me.
Wow. I was on the same route. I think she's strong. She's tough, right? She seems tough.
Strong and tough. Sure.
And
Absolutely.
I went with Cabernet for red. She's tough, tannic type of person. And for a white, I was thinking white port, something
Oh,
just,
interesting.
a strong white wine, fortified wine. So
Indeed.
we're on a similar page. Just
I think so,
Our wine kind of shifts a little bit, but we have the same character descriptions, I think, of the people.
Indeed.
So
So
who's
my next one was Peppermint Patty.
All right, I had her.
Again, sort of a strong female character here that we have with our kid group. She's very direct. You know what you're getting when you talk to Peppermint Patty. She doesn't beat around the bush about anything. So I thought New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc would be Peppermint Patty because you know exactly what you're getting when you get a glass of New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. It's direct, it's to the point, and it's full of personality, but it's its very own personality. So that's my Peppermint Patty.
Yeah, she does say what she feels, right, all the time. And I went the route like just from her attire. She wears sandals. She seems like a earthy type of
Oh, she's a little
person.
crunchy. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was thinking something organic, something biodynamic, or like an Italian Ramato where it's just an orange wine. It's something different, you know. She's different than all the other peanut characters.
She
So
really is.
that sticks out. What about the next character? Oh,
All
is
right.
that
So
it for
this
you?
is this is the last one that I had on my list. And
Okay.
I think this might be my favorite pairing.
Okay.
So this is Schroeder, who
All
plays the
right.
piano.
Yes.
Now, do you remember who the composer is that he only wants to play his music, who his favorite composer is?
I would say he had a statue, right, on the
Yes.
piano. Was
Yes.
it Bach or
No, it's
Beethoven?
Beethoven.
Yeah, okay.
So Schroeder loves Beethoven. So I thought, what did Beethoven like to drink?
Oh,
And
research
I
by
went
Kim.
down this whole rabbit hole about, so Beethoven was German, but he spent a lot of time between Germany and Austria, and he loved wine. But he liked wine that had some sweetness to it. And unfortunately, a lot of the wine that he consumed over his relatively young life was poisoned with lead acetate. So that's one of the ways that in the old days they could get a little bit of sweetness in wine, was that they would use like lead cups, or they would put some lead in the wine to increase the sweetness. So one of the reasons why he died so young was because he had lead poisoning that over the course of a couple of decades really cut his health down. So I thought for a sweet wine that does not include lead, and because he was German, I would go with one of our Auslese or Trockenbeeren Auslese style sweet wines from Germany.
Interesting. Great story, great history.
And it's
I
something you
like
can,
it.
sip nicely when you're playing the piano.
Yeah, they're definitely the piano. He seems very sophisticated in the group. I just went French again, and I was saying he's a Bordeaux, a sophisticated region.
That's a
So I
good
was
one
thinking
too.
Bordeaux, Kim.
Lovely. Bordeaux for
I
Schroeder.
can't believe you didn't have the other characters in
All right,
there.
who'd I
What
miss?
what about Woodstock?
Oh, Woodstock.
Snoopy's sidekick, right? He always seems so buddy buddy to Snoopy. He's always happy flying all around until Snoopy messes up his birdhouse one time.
He's a little chattery too, kind of like
Yeah, to
the
me, he's
squirrels
like
outside
that
your window.
sweet buddy, a
Yeah, the little
Moscato. He's
buddy.
he's there to pick you up. It's a little sweetness. That's
Love it.
why I said Moscato.
Cool.
And the other two characters I had, and the first one was Franklin,
Franklin.
their
I
buddy
do remember
Franklin.
Franklin. Yep. He was
Yeah,
kind of the new kid in the
he's
neighborhood.
mild-mannered. He seems very grounded. I was thinking, yeah, if I could read my writing. Oh, he's always with them. He's a perfect friend. So I think, what's a wine that needs somebody? A blended grape, something like a Cab Franc.
Oh,
He
very
has to
nice.
blend in with the friends, and that's how I kind of thought of Franklin. And the last one is Pigpen.
Oh yeah, Pigpen. Ooh, I could do an idea for Pigpen.
There you go with it. The dirty guy in the group, right? He's always dusty, dirty, no matter if it's snowing or cold out, he's always dirty.
I guess I'll have to do an orange wine for Pigpen then, because some of those wines just have a little bit too much funk in them to me.
Yeah, yep. Good way to go. I mean, it's that type of like natural wine for me, something like an unfiltered wine where they just don't
Yeah.
want to take the stuff out of it. They don't care how they look type of wine, right? It's
They're comfortable
chunky.
with themselves and
That's
they're
right.
doing things the way they want to do it.
And that's Pigpen. So I think Thanksgiving, Charlie Brown, when you're watching the show this year, I hope people will open a wine and think, hey, Mark and Kim said Charlie Brown goes with Pinot Noir and Merlot. So I'm going to try it, see how the show is this year, right? You're listening to The Wonderful World of Wine, and we are your hosts, Mark Lindsay and Kim Simone, exploring all things wine with you. You can find us on our website, thewww.wine. We're on all social media at The Wonderful World of Wine. Our program is supported by Franklin Public Radio, located in Franklin, Massachusetts. All our past episodes are on SoundCloud and iTunes. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and welcome back. We are talking Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. And the first half of the show, we gave our wine pairings for the characters of Charlie Brown. And now we want to talk about the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving foods and pairing those with wine. And I think, Kim, what did we have? 5 things maybe on the plate they had? 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think we had five.
I
Yeah,
had
we had five.
5.
We had
There was some
we had some popcorn.
controversy about one of them, I think, in my
Okay.
home anyway.
I,
So
I think I might know what one of those is. So shall I tell people what the foods were
Yeah,
if they
let's
don't remember
go
from the
over the
show?
Charlie Brown menu from what we remember
Sure.
from the show.
Yeah, so if you haven't watched it in a while and you don't remember, it was, it's a bunch of kids putting together a table full of food. So they're not necessarily going to be making green bean casserole. So what they came up with was popcorn, buttered toast, pretzels, jelly beans, and ice cream sundaes. Did I get them all?
The Sunday one they never mentioned. This was a big controversy in my
But it
home
looks
about the
like there is one
foods.
on the table
The
in the
picture,
picture.
and you watch the show, there's a something strawberry with whipped cream and a cherry on it. Either it's a shake or a sundae. I've seen a
Mm,
lot of things saying it's a sundae, but those are the ones we're going to pair with some wine today. And I was thinking we should put them in a certain maybe order. What would you think
okay.
would be the thing you would start with, Kim?
Oh, so like our appetizer or our first course
Yeah,
for
like
all of these things.
heavy to light type of thing, or
Yeah.
what
So
would be sweet and
I think for the lightest thing that could be a little bit of an appetizer for this collection of foods would be our popcorn.
start with
I
popcorn.
would start
Yeah,
with
I
popcorn.
agree.
Yes, I absolutely would. And something that I, of course, always think is a classic pairing with popcorn is champagne or any other sparkling wine that is based on Chardonnay because there are these buttery notes, works really well with the popcorn and also kind of these toasty to the wine and just a little bit of salt. And those kind of flavors go spectacularly well with sparkling wine. So, of course, I had to throw my champagne in here somewhere. So, it gets the nod for the popcorn.
Yeah, and it's a good opening thing to start
Mm-hmm.
with,
Little
and like you
aperitif
said,
there.
a little buttery on the food, a little salt on the food, and that goes with a lot of the food pairings you'll have at Thanksgiving. And
It's
we're
true.
on kind of the same page because I felt Chardonnay, and I was thinking oaky wine, something has oak, a shot, or something that's undergone like a malolactic to give it that creaminess, like a
Absolutely.
buttery note. So any red oaked wine or white wine with oak, I think it pairs well with that buttery popcorn. So a good thing to start with. And they
And on any other day of the year, popcorn is generally a good wine pairing. We love to eat popcorn here in my family. And of course, there's, generally a random bottle of wine open. It's never really the same thing twice. And I do feel like popcorn is really versatile when it comes to having a snack. It's great with wine, it's great with beer. I don't know that I've tried it with martinis, but it's really versatile and it's good for you too.
Yeah. And I don't remember, I was trying to think in the show, like, did they pop it? But they never show them like putting anything on it. But that's one of those things you're
Yeah.
getting geeky into the show now. But yeah.
Maybe just salt. I don't know.
Yeah. So what would be the next course we would start with in the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, Kim?
Well, this I feel like we could go either way. We could either go for our toast or we could go for our pretzels. I think I would lean more towards the toast. What do you think?
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
Because,
Yeah.
pretzels can have, and especially if they're like those good German pretzels or those rye pretzels, they can have a little bit more like heft to them. So let's go for some buttered toast. And this is where I would do that oaky, buttery Chardonnay.
See, now it's
So,
funny how
did
we
you do
think,
champagne
'cause
for toast?
I did champagne because of the toastiness, the yeastiness.
Brilliant.
We're totally opposite. That's why the
But
show works so
opposite,
well.
but the same. So we
Yeah.
just need a
Well,
course of popcorn and toast, and we put them together,
yeah.
and we have some Chardonnay and some champagne, and we're happy people.
And I believe they definitely slapped the butter on this toast. So, I mean,
I
you know,
believe they did.
so anything
That's funny.
bubbly, cremant, cava, anything that's traditionally made that has that yeastiness to it, I think is that, one of the classic things you get in bottle fermented sparkling is that yeastiness, right? That
Hmm.
bready type thing. So that's what I think like to bring out with the toast.
Wonderful.
And
How
next
about you do the third? You do the third course.
yeah, well, next we have to go with the pretzel.
I
So
guess we got
it's
to do
like we
pretzels.
started with the appetizer was the popcorn, the toast is like the bread, and now the meal is here and it's the pretzel stick, right? Yeah, it's salty. It's probably the heaviest now. Like you said, it could be a weighty pretzel. Like they said it was a pretzel stick they had. To me, it's like the wine has to cut through. Usually pretzels, you get them, they're really salty. I think it has to be a cab to cut through the salt or
Mm.
Sauv Blanc, acidity or tannin to kind of cut that saltiness down. And it has to have some weight to it as well.
Yeah,
What would
I
you
was
say?
I was thinking the acidity route as well. I went more for like a lighter red. So, something like a Cabernet Franc or a younger Chianti, something with bright acidity, but something that has a little bit more heft to it, like not necessarily a white wine. I was kind of thinking red for this one.
Yeah, the Chianti thing's interesting. I've just now you brought that up. I don't think I've ever had a pretzel with Chianti. That's
Well, like in
interesting.
Germany, you do pretzels with like, Oktoberfest beers, and those are darker. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It sounds good though. Yeah, so the pretzel stick, the main course. Now we get towards the end of the meal. They had jelly beans and they look like they were all different flavors. They're all
I
different
think so.
colors,
All
right?
different colors. Yeah. So different
This could
flavors of jelly
be
beans.
a danger zone to pair with wine
Mm.
because you don't know, if it's Harry Potter, you're getting the bogey flavored jelly bean. You don't know, right?
Every flavor beans.
Yeah, so what would you think, Kim, with jelly beans? Have you ever paired wine with jelly beans?
I don't remember that I have, but I was going off of the sweetness of the jelly beans, but also generally the fruitiness of a jelly bean, because most jelly beans are like some sort of fruit flavor. So even if you've got like a coconut one or something like that, there's still that fruity element. So I went with Moscato d'Asti.
Nice.
Yeah,
I can
because they're
see that.
light, it's sweet, but there's this grapiness, sometimes like a pear, peach kind of flavor that I think would be a nice pairing with whatever type of jelly bean you happen to end up with.
Yeah, we totally think different.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, to me, I was thinking jelly bean. It's a little gummy, so I was thinking I need
Okay.
some sort of texture thing going on here. And I was thinking I wanted a wine that had a little bit texture, body, and I was thinking Torrontés
Oh,
as a
interesting.
white
Okay.
because it's a little oily and
Sure.
you get that coating on the jelly bean. And for if it's a red, I would say like a Brichetto because it's got some
Mm-hmm.
sweetness to activate the sweetness.
Yeah. And a
But
lot
I
of
like
people do like Torrontés with sweets because you're right, it's got that oiliness, but it's really aromatic. So sometimes you get those flowery notes, this like tropical fruit kind of note as well.
Yeah, and it's just the texture thing is kind of what I went. But I like how you went to Moscato because it does have some acid to it too that can work with that, right? I mean,
Yeah. I think Moscato, for as much as people don't necessarily consider it to be too much of a serious wine, I think it can be really versatile. It is delicious and it goes in a lot of different things.
now do you think Moscato d'Asti lately has lost its trend and people are going to more of these flavored Moscatos? You noticed what's happening with the
Yeah.
flavored Moscatos?
Yeah, there's been quite the
You
it's
get,
been quite the change. So it's almost like a wine beverage, like a flavored wine drink as
yeah.
opposed to just our traditional Moscato d'Asti.
And if you wanted to, like, if you had specific flavored jelly bean, you could get a specific flavor Moscato,
Oh, that's
a
true.
strawberry or peach or whatever. They make all sorts of flavors. And now they're coming out with, I don't know if you saw, there was like a new line that was called X Moscato. It's like triple
No.
the amount of alcohol.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
Oh, so
So,
from 5% to what? Like 12?
no, it's like 11, 12,
Okay.
13%. It's like a normal,
Like okay.
yeah. So,
Interesting.
and
What is
the
old
la
is new again.
yeah, yeah. But although it's different variations with Moscato out there to explore, and it does go good with traditional Thanksgiving foods too. I mean, I think it works well with, start out with your appetizers on Thanksgiving as well. So,
I was actually going to just say something similar. Like a lot of
yeah.
these things that we've brought up are actually also really good pairings with your regular Thanksgiving meal. So whether it's, your Chardonnay with your cornbread stuffing or sparkling wine with pretty much anything, or, we usually recommend Pinot Noirs and dry Rieslings and things like that. So a lot of these wines that we said have, similar personalities to the Peanuts characters, I think also make pretty good Thanksgiving pairing wines as well. And they're user friendly generally.
The last item we had mentioned earlier was there was some sort of strawberry dessert that they never, who was it? Patty, I think, was the one who was complaining what Charlie Brown was serving. She didn't like it. And she never mentioned this shake or sundae, but the perfect ending to their meal. Have you ever paired anything strawberry shake or sundae with a wine, Kim?
The only thing I've ever paired with anything strawberry has been like a brachetto
Yeah,
that
yeah.
has a little bit of that sort of sweet strawberry to it too. That and and there is this, I know I've mentioned it on the show before, there's this particular wine from outside of Venice that is made with strawberries.
Yeah,
So,
Fragolino.
Fragolino. Love my
Yeah,
Fragolino.
I had that on
Uh,
my list. Wow, we hit
yeah,
one.
Fragolino.
We
So
hit one.
it's good for like dipping cookies in,
Yeah.
but that would also be great with strawberry.
And I was thinking like that or strawberry flavored Moscato would work. Just like to
Hmm.
play on the strawberry. I don't know when you get something cold like that, how that works. I've never experimented with it, but I think we have to go with the flavor to bring it out. So those were the Charlie Brown traditional Thanksgiving foods. Any other advice, Kim? You think you had mentioned about how a lot of this works, and I think one of the things I see around Thanksgiving is people are trying to, when they're shopping, they're trying to come in and find something to make everybody happy, right? When they're
Hmm.
serving. And I always say, especially if you're the person hosting, you're the person buying, don't forget to buy what you like.
Yeah.
Because nowadays, especially, people might not be drinking when they visit, but if there's leftovers, you're going to get the food, you're going to get the wine too. So buy what you like. Don't be afraid to buy what you like and pair it with the food, right? Do you run
Hmm.
into that, Kim, or do you try to make everybody happy? And
Yeah, more and more lately, I know it's kind of like a division of the two. I will buy things to try to make people happy, but I won't generally have anything for a meal that I don't also want to have extras of. So, like, there might be one thing that I know that a family member would really enjoy, and I might not necessarily like it. I might get a bottle of that. But otherwise, I think, try to make everybody happy, but also if you're the one person in your group who really will appreciate the wine, then go with what you know you'll like.
what are you seeing or hearing this year about Beaujolais and the traditional,
Not
still a trend
much.
that's
No, it's
dying
pretty
out there?
gone. Yeah, it's pretty gone. Yeah.
Yeah, this is another year. I think probably my fifth year now. I didn't pre-order any to sell.
Yeah.
I just don't see the trend. I think, people are still going with what they like, Cabernets, Pinot. You wouldn't think, Cabernet would sell. There's certain the holiday food pairings. I think, you're not going to sell this, and then you're surprised at what sells.
Mm.
And I really feel it's just people buy what they normally drink. They don't switch over those traditional. And I
Yeah.
know in past shows we talked about Zinfandel used to be the big
Oh, yeah, like 20 years ago. That's what I
Thanksgiving
always had
wine,
for
right?
Thanksgiving. Yep.
When you were working retail, what was the hot Thanksgiving wine?
Yeah, Zin.
Zin was the thing. And
Yeah.
now it's
Yeah, it
like
was Zin.
those SKUs on the retail shelves, you'd
Yeah.
be lucky to find that. Not only lucky to find 3 or 4 750 millis, but try to find a 1.5 of Zinfandel.
Mm.
You don't see it anymore. It's just
Yeah.
like, there's so much of it out there in California. We talked to a lot of people this year that were talking about Zinfandel being popular, and we just don't see it anymore.
Yeah. Which is a shame because I feel like it's really user friendly. It's big, it's fruity, can have some good tannins if you're the kind of drinker who likes one of those, big, bold red wines. But, it's not as popular as it used to be.
No. So are you hosting again this year?
Yes.
Do
Yep.
you do the whole bird?
I do the whole shebang.
Yeah.
Yes.
The past
Yes.
few
I
years
like, I
we've been,
love my leftovers and I love soup. So
yeah. So
I always do the whole bird.
you like the bones, yeah.
I do
The
like
past
the
few
bones.
years we've been
Yes.
going just the breasts to
Yeah.
makes it easier on cleanup. But if you're a foodie like you and you want to make turkey pizza or whatever you do with it,
Ooh.
it's up to you.
Pot pie, turkey pot
yeah.
pie, turkey tetrazzini, turkey enchiladas. I do have to fight my father for the bones though, because he wants that just as much as I do, so he can make soup. So we sort of fight over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my house, we fight who's going to throw those bones in the trash.
Oh, we fight over who gets to eat certain parts of it.
And you still get your pasta on Thanksgiving?
That depends. I haven't decided yet. It's going to depend on who comes to dinner this year.
Oh, you don't automatically just do it, huh?
No, I don't automatically do it. No, this is a big bone of contention in my family is the pasta on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same at my house. Big fight. I just want it. There's something about it that I like, no matter what the
Yeah.
holiday. But put a little sauce on that turkey's okay with me, right? Is that the dish you were talking? Is there an Italian dish that puts red sauce on turkey?
Not that I know of.
No.
Did I talk about that?
No, I was wondering if there was a dish.
No, I don't think so.
Do Italians even eat turkey?
I mean, Italian Americans eat turkey.
No, yeah. But in Italy, do they?
I think
I've never-
I think I've maybe seen one or two turkey things in Italian cookbooks, but we should ask Chiro.
Yeah, gee. So then another Thanksgiving show, and I like, it's getting hotter and hotter to come up with ideas ideas. We've been doing this for so long. The listeners are probably saying, wait a minute, why? They're talking about Charlie Brown
What are they
Thanksgiving
doing this
today?
year?
We'll probably hear from something from the station saying we're a little crazy here. So, all we can say is wait till the Christmas show.
That's right.
And it gets better this year. So, anything else, Kim, for Thanksgiving tips for listeners?
I think our takeaway tip is drink what you like, and there is a lot that will go perfectly fine with your meal. And enjoy your food, enjoy your wine, enjoy your company, enjoy your family.
Yes, good advice. Enjoy the time with everybody. And Kim, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family and all our listeners. Thank you for making our show fun to do. And Kim, thankful for you putting up with me again this Thanksgiving and this year.
Well, I'm thankful for you as well. And happy Thanksgiving to you and your family too. Thank you for listening to us today on The Wonderful World of Wine, and happy Thanksgiving. We are your hosts, Kim Simone and Mark Lenzi. Our website is thewww.wine. You can find us on all our social media at The Wonderful World of Wine, with our past episodes on SoundCloud and iTunes. And we would like to thank Franklin Public Radio for supporting our show, and we'll see you next time. Cheers!